this is Dr. Geneva, and welcome again to another guest interview of at the fabulous Michigan Women's Forward annual dinner, Woman Up and Celebrate 2019. And this is the Influence Forward podcast, which is the first time ever that we've had a chance to come together in this partnership and talk to influential women. It is my pleasure to have you meet one of our co-chairs for the dinner, Gina Coleman, who's a big-time executive at PNC Bank. How you doing, Gina?
I'm good, Geneva. How are you?
I'm doing great.
That's great.
First thing I want you to do, you have moved up tremendously
yeah,
at PNC.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Well, first of all, I got to give kudos to that company for taking, this is my third career, taking a woman into her 40s, getting myself into a company that believes in entrepreneurship even within the company. I've had the privilege of being in my fourth role, all upward mobility roles, and with the backing of various supervisors and especially even the men in the company who want to elevate the women in our company.
Yes, yes. So now you're in charge of?
So I oversee all of our client engagement in the market, as well as our community relations, which basically means our office is the go-to if you want to talk to us about grants and sponsorships. We help support the bankers in the region to help them be successful and with their clients and their prospects. And part of my role is also we oversee some of the employee relations, our all-star events, our diversity and inclusion activities in the market as well fall under our office. And then I serve as chief of staff to our regional president.
Fantastic. Yeah. It's just wonderful.
It doesn't get boring.
Yes. So how do you find time to be co-chair of the Michigan Women Forward?
I feel like my role when it comes to this organization and others that I serve with is actually a part of my job. And it doesn't feel like work. I am very pro-woman, and so when I'm able to align with an organization that is supporting women, it does not seem like work. I make the time because it fills me, actually. It fills my soul.
It does, yeah. And so, one of the things that people were all abuzz about was the name change.
Yeah.
For years and years, Michigan Women's Foundation.
Yes.
And with such a, stellar record of service and helping women, particularly gain access to capital.
Yes.
Now, a new name. Yes. Michigan Women Forward. What do you think about this?
When I first heard it, I said, why? And then I thought about it, and then I said, I think it goes beyond being a foundation. It really is about propelling women forward, the mission forward. And I think that it's something that we can all live towards. To me, it puts the mission in the word, and that is to move women forward.
Oh, puts the mission in the word. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes. So Michigan Women Forward is all about helping women.
Yes. And girls.
And girls.
And girls.
Okay.
Yep.
So how have women helped you in your career?
Well, first of all, by being role models. Whenever we get to see women out in our communities, in our churches, in our businesses, making decisions, making bold decisions, paving the way, you are being a role model, and so seeing what could be me in the future was really instrumental. But I've got some great support. I mean, one of the organizations I was privileged to be and still privileged to be a part of is the Links organization that you know, and those women organizations really serve as just a pool of mentors and sponsors as well, as we're making our way, successful in a business community, in a community like Detroit, where you can easily get connected. And so it's hard for me to name one because there's so many, several. And and you can start from home. My mom worked. We came from a two-parent working household, and my mom worked third shift. I see her even after she left corporate America, that she actually ran her own business in her second life. So I got the entrepreneurial spirit from her as well. So all around, but I think it's important that we're mindful told that we're always being watched by someone.
Yes.
And that you are impacting people without even knowing it. So that's why we always have to be very aware of our actions.
Exactly. And that seeing is believing concept too.
Yes.
So when young women, young girls see someone like you, they know what they could be, just like you saw.
Yep, absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
So women serving as role models is an important thing for women to do. Any others, things that you think are?
I think that it's important for us to take the time and mentor. Whether it's a young coworker new to the company, whether it's high school teenagers, whatever, especially if someone's reaching out to us because they have seen something in us that they feel like they want to grab that wisdom, grab that energy, that we need to make the time to reach back. And I think, and I do think there's a difference between mentorship and sponsorship. You know, being a mentor is helping to help people find their way and be a sounding board. Sponsorship is actually trying to get people at the table. And we need to realize that once we make it to the table, it's not enough. And we have to bring others behind us. And if it's a folding chair, so be it.
That's right.
But we need to sponsor folks to get them in the rooms that we all need to be in.
Right. And it's not enough to just be the first.
No,
you got to
it's not the first.
More.
It's not good to be it's not enough to be the first and not the only. We're always have to realizing how we have to start making women in the room not an exception, just the norm. And we all have a lot of work to get there. And for those who are there already, we have a responsibility to make sure we're reaching back.
Well, you know, Gina, you're out in the community all the time. You sit on lots of boards, lots of organizations. You're always out there moving your influence forward. I mean, you know, I've seen you, I admire you. You just do such incredible things in the community.
Thank you.
So why Michigan Women's Forward? When there's so many organizations out there. What makes Michigan Women's Forward special that not only do you give your time to, but you'd agree to co-chair?
Yes. Well, you know, I don't know if there's a lot of Michigan Women Forwards out there. You know, a lot of examples. Yes, there's various business incubators. There are various organizations that help small business owners and women mentoring groups. But Michigan Women Forward are really, you know, their focus is on women entrepreneurs and investing in them, getting them ready to take their companies to the next level. It's really, I think, really doing the seed work into that. And I think that's what makes them a little different. I do think that I love the fact that they have a youth component to their work as well, where they're trying to engage young entrepreneurs. And I will say, you know, the leadership, Carolyn Kaysen is amazing. They have spread their wings throughout the state, and so it's just a great organization. They have a great history, great reputation, and we'll see today that it's over 700 people attending. So obviously we're not the only ones, right? Who feels this way?
Congratulations to you.
Thank you
for being part of the leadership that makes all this happen. Because you know what you do makes a difference in the life of many, particularly those young girls. And as we say, seeing is believing.
Absolutely.
And when people see you, they've got to believe that we can make a difference.
Thank you. And thank you, Geneva, for doing this and showing us what the future is. Yes.